live and over an hour and a half late. We thought we were going to be later, didn't we? Well, this is parking lot number 2, and this is parking lot Tuesday. So there it is. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Okay, let me. There, I'll turn it toward. Doesn't she look nice today?
Can you see me?
Oh, I can't see you. Let me do this.
I think it's better that I don't see you. You can
How about that?
I see you.
You see me? Well, I'm looking in it, and I don't see me. Don't you see yourself?
Yes, now I
Okay.
see myself.
That's-
But I usually don't.
Oh, you usually don't see
You never let me see myself.
I thought
It's
I
better
always
if I... No. Really?
Okay.
My goodness.
Okay.
I'm the one who's frozen. And, I have numb fingertips from the last store. I mean, it was extra cold in the co-op this morning. Or actually, I wasn't bundled up enough. Need to wear mittens.
Somebody complimented you. A 77-year-old, an old woman at 77, complimented you at
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Yes, she was so sweet.
She said she liked my braids well. I told her when you're 77, it's nice to get compliments for anything. And she said she was 77 also. So it was nice. Anyway, Lon, for some reason, Lon was impressed.
I was impressed.
It was nice of her to
I'm
say
so
some-
proud
I
of
say
you.
things about, well,
You're
I always compliment people, especially when they're walking works of art. When they have themselves all together, no matter what that is. Believe me, I have extremely eclectic taste in what a walking work of art is. But you can tell when someone's expressing, expressing themselves through just their appearance.
Yeah.
Or if they're just sleepy and grumpy and unwashed. I mean, that's okay too. 'Cause some days you don't feel like anything but sleepy, grumpy, and to be unwashed. So.
Well, I'm going to talk about joy today because California is under attack, and
We all need calming down.
we all need calming down.
Because we are being provoked.
They're poking the tiger here.
I think California has like the 4th largest economy in the country.
Planet.
Planet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it the planet?
Yeah.
We'd be a country. Yeah. So, Trump hates us.
Yeah. This is it's not a happy thing that's going on
No,
here.
the Los Angeles police and can handle it, and it's been provoked. Right? So don't get worried about thinking something's terrible happening. So far, there are protesters, but so far, it's National Guard standing around guarding guarding 2 federal buildings in Los Angeles area. That's all they're doing, and now the Marines are coming in to help them stand around those 2 buildings, and hoping someone will shoot at them so they can shoot back and kill somebody. So that's kind of what the situation is. So.
Yeah.
And we
So-
don't have any idea who started those expensive cars on fire, but I don't think protesters generally.
Yeah,
doing
lined
that.
them up in a nice little row there, and
It's a bit suspicious.
yeah, drove them in with self-driving.
Yeah, it's a bit suspicious.
Yeah, all of
so.
those. Well, anyway,
I guess there's lots.
which side are you on, boy? Which side
Well,
are you on? We're going to talk
we
about
want-
duality too. So
Yes, and I, want to thank our governor and our attorney general for standing up for our brothers and sisters who make our life better by working in grocery stores and in the fields, and the whole country, in fact. and driving trucks and taking care of lots of people's children and cleaning lots of people's houses and mowing lots of people's lawns, and they're all underpaid and overworked. And besides that, we have friends and who are who are from Central America and Mexico and things.
And I hope they don't torture us for their names. Which is not a far-fetched thing. Yeah.
No, it's not. Nothing's far-fetched anymore.
Well, anyway, we had Monday night class last night. Pretty nice sized class.
Yes, it was a very nice class. Even one woman. I won't name names. So it was,
yes.
I was not totally, and I was awake.
Class needs women.
And I was awake, so it helped.
Yeah.
The previous class, I was half asleep. So Lon's going to talk about happiness or something like
Happiness and joy, yeah.
which is, because of the situation and because he found an article. And, I think the only way to be happy is to, first, yeah, I lost the word. Well, I've lost the word because I am actually so
Equanimity.
No.
Well, that's a good word.
That's a good, yeah, there's lots of good words.
Milk bath.
Shut up. You're not helping. Oh.
Torsion.
Oh, okay. You just keep the camera on you. I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay.
I'm going now.
Okay.
To completely shut down my brain.
It's one of those things I learned from Blade Runner.
Well, I could shut down my brain by doing that, but a slideshow, if he starts the slides with his low-tech moving things in circles and stuff, I get, hypnotized and my brain shuts off.
Yes. Constance would still be freaked out at the Great Train Robbery silent film where
I would.
where it looks like the train is coming right off the screen.
But I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once with that movie. That was a good one.
Yes, I got dizzy at that one and fell asleep.
You fell asleep because you couldn't understand it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it good enough, and they talk real fast.
And not only that, but you couldn't understand it.
Yeah, I'm too stupid.
He's not stupid, but he is kind of one level at a time. Because he's not a woman.
That's right.
He's not a woman.
So I was reading somebody, a Zen master kind of guy, talking about the futility, in a way, of big public demonstrations that they only give the oppressors an excuse to make it worse and react violently back. In other words, he says people should plan these big demonstrations, because what they're really demonstrating against, they're not demonstrating against the cops, they're not demonstrating against the National Guard, they're demonstrating against something that's kind of more abstract than that. And the poor National Guardsmen and everything else are just scared idiots like all of us. And he says first thing they should do when they plan these events is only let women do the planning.
Well, that would settle it.
Because they're more cooperative. They just think differently.
We're just more multidimensional.
Yeah.
Omnivision and don't travel in time.
Yeah. Just start off by okay. Turn it over to him.
Although there are plenty of. I am not someone who would vote for someone just because they're a woman. Because there are plenty of.
There's plenty of asshole women.
That's right. Just like I think they're pretty much people are equal. We just haven't had a chance to show our stuff yet. Anyway.
Well, anyway, that's it for today.
Yeah. Well, you can only be happy when you're doing your true will. That's your purpose is to be the light of the world, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And everybody, we're all, yeah. So and you're not going to be happy until you're doing your will. And then the whole universe gathers to help you. But that's not what I was going to talk about. But I lost the word when you started throwing those words at me, so I'm completely gone.
Claptrap.
I'm going to exit stage right and
Ugly sweater.
into another universe of cold.
Okay. All right. I'll be in a little while.
I'll remember the word in there.
Remember the passcode to the restroom.
It's different for the male's restroom.
Probably. Okay. All right. What I'm going to read to you today, and it's printed in the collection here, the Revival of Magic, which is just a collection of things that probably most people haven't read, short little things, because Aleister Crowley used to write for American magazines. He was in the United States, and he wrote for like Vanity Fair, and it was before he had the horrible reputation or anything like that. You know, he was still a wild and crazy guy, but he was also, he could be counted on for interesting, provocative, popular magazine articles. And I read one the other day about him going to a baseball game, and he wrote it as if he was a sort of a Hindu, a visiting Indian Hindu that was viewing a baseball game like it was a public ritual, like many of the festivals and things that they have in India. And it's just very clever, it's cute, it's profound, it's a little racy, you know, but anyway, I want to kind of comment on the quote from the Book of the Law, first of all. Now, he wrote the Book of the Law in 1904, or he received the Book of the Law in 1904. And this is now 12 years later, and he's in New York. He's writing for Vanity Fair magazine. It's 1916, okay? But in chapter 2, I think verse 8 or 9, it says, "Remember, all ye, that existence is pure joy." Existence is pure joy. That all the sorrows are but as shadows, and they pass and are done. But there's that which remains. Now, when Crowley first read this, or at least he comments that when he first read this as it was being dictated, he rebelled at it because his mystical understanding at that time was his understanding or semi-understanding of that thing in Buddhism that we start off by saying existence is sorrow. Okay. Now, both the statements can be simultaneously true, just like the opposite of a little truth is a lie, but the opposite of a great truth is another great truth. And but up in 1916, he's had a chance to chew on this, and he had the opportunity to make a few bucks writing this article for Vanity Fair. I've taken up so much of your time this morning that if I think that I digress too much or something else, I'll finish it off tomorrow, because I think you should hear it all. The attainment of happiness. A restatement of the purpose of mystical teachings. Okay, remember what his audience is. They're Vanity Fair, genteel Americans. The best and wisest of men are always seeking a solution to the problem of human sorrow. There is one which the wandering ascetics of the world have always known. Whoever said, quote, "the kingdom of heaven is within you," unquote, certainly knew the best solution of the problem. Man is, in reality, only a very little lower than the angels. He is far more independent of circumstances than most people are aware. Happiness is not so utterly beyond his reach as those who do not climb spiritual mountains suppose. But there are remedies nearer than the mighty pyramid Kogori and the tented pavilion of the massif of Kanchenjunga. Okay, he's kind of impressing us with his travel knowledge of K2. You can woo now get this. You can woo the butterfly, the poppy bud. You can float like a butterfly in the enchanted air. You have only to draw a little of the hydrochloride of cocaine into your nostrils, and you become full of intense virility and energy, a devourer of obstacles. To smoke a few pipes of opium, and you rise to the cloudless and passionless bliss of the philosopher. To swallow a little hashish, and you behold the fantastic glories of fable, and those 1,000-fold. Or to woo of a flask of ether, breathing it as it were the very soul of your beloved. And you will perceive the heart of beauty in every vulgar and familiar thing. Every one of these drugs gives absolute forgetfulness of all misfortune. Nay, you may contemplate the most appalling catastrophes imminent or already fallen upon you, and you care no more for them than does nature itself. The only drawback to the use of drugs is that the phenomena of toleration is so soon set up and the effect diminished. While for weaklings there's always the danger of the formation of a habit, when the treacherous servant becomes the master and takes toll for the boon of his empirical heavens, the bane of an abiding hell. These remarks have only been introduced to emphasize the fact that happiness is an interior state. For every one of these drugs gives happiness, and supreme and unalloyed, entirely irrespective of the external circumstances of the individual. It would be folly to fill the apartment of an opium smoker with the masterpieces of Rembrandt or Satasu, when a dirty towel or a broken chair suffices to flood his soul with more glories than it can bear. When he realizes that light itself is beautiful, no matter on what object it may fall and when, If you ask him what he would do if he were blind, he would condescend from heaven to reply that darkness was still lovelier still, that light was but a disturbance of the serenity of the soul, a siren to seduce it from the bliss of the contemplation of its own ineffable holiness. But why should we take drugs? They are only the counterfeit notes, or at best the fiat notes of a discredited government, while we are asking for the purest gold. This gold can be ours for the asking. We may begin by reassuring ourselves the gold is really in the vaults of every man's treasury. There's a meme. There's a bumper sticker. The gold is really in the vaults of every man's treasury. The mystic quest is not a chimera. The drugs assure us that. They have not put anything supernatural into us. They have found nothing that was not already there. They have merely stimulated us. All the peace, all the joy, all the love, the beauty, the comprehension that they gave us, all these things were in us. Bone of our bone, flesh of our flesh, and soul of our soul. They are in our treasury, safe enough. And the chief reason why we should not burglarizedly use such skeleton keys as morphia is that by doing so, we are likely to hamper our locks. We see then that we are but so little lower than the angels that the most trifling stimulus rises us to a plane where we enjoy without consideration even of what it is we enjoy. Our trouble is due entirely to the law that action and reaction are equal and opposite. We have to pay for the pleasure with pain. We sat up all night last night, and so tonight we must go to bed early. We drank too much champagne at supper, and now in the morning it is the turn of Vichy. That's bubbly water, okay. The question then has always been whether we can overcome this law of duality, whether we can reach one step to that higher plane where all will be ours. Mysticism supplies the answer. The mystic attainment may be defined as the union of the soul with God, or as the soul's realization of itself. Or, well, but there's 50 phrases to define the attainment. Whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or a theist or an atheist, the attainment of this state is as open to you as is nightmare or madness or intoxication. Religious folk have buried this fact under mountains of dogma, but the study of comparative religion has made it clear. One has merely to print parallel passages from the mystics of all ages and religions to see that they were talking about the same thing. One even gets verbal identities such as, quote, the Tao, which is Tao, is not Tao, of the Chinese. The not, that is not, of the Hindus. The head which is above all heads, the head which is not a head, of the Kabbalists. And this is not which is. of the modern atheistic or pantheistic mystic. Mysticism, unless it be a mere barren intellectual doctrine, always involves some personal religious experience of this kind. And the real strength of every religion lies consequently in its mystics. The conviction of truth given by any important spiritual experience is so great that although it may have lasted only for a few seconds, it does not hesitate to pit itself against the experience of a lifetime in respect of reality. The mystic doubts whether he, the man, exists at all, because he is so certain of the existence of him, the God. And the two beings are difficult to conceive intellectually as coexistent. Now, that's about halfway through this. It's really good stuff. I really like it. And I don't want to tire you this morning. I'm going to finish this up tomorrow. Again, the article originally appeared in Vanity Fair, 1916, by Aleister Crowley, The Attainment of Happiness, a restatement of the purpose of mystical teachings. The book is an out-of-print book that was distributed to members of the OTO. It's not secret, it's just not a big public book, called The Revival of Magic. It was Oriflamme, which is the official organ of the OTO, Oriflamme number 2. Anyway, that should be it for today. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Try to find joy. Remember, all ye that existence is pure joy. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.